Okay, yeah. So, number 5 is Barry's Prison. As my favorite hobby, it's replayable and it's both easy for new players, but it also has hard mode and lava mode for experienced players, so it suits everyone. Plus, it even got a new level recently, the alien base. Barry's Prison is nice because the levels are nice and the mechanics are nice. Are you bored in your free time? Just play Barry's Prison. See if you can get a new personal best. And this hobby is pretty nice and I really like it. It's quite fair, but some challenges are honestly very difficult. And as you can see, sometimes you need to run from a guy and solve some type of puzzle. Also, in this game, they added friendly fire. You can damage your fellow prison guards. I find that to be really very fun, as you can see me demolishing this guy. And yeah, all in all, this game is very fun. Let's move on to number 4. FNAF Co-op is FNAF on Roblox. It currently has 7 game modes. There's Five Nights at Freddy's 1, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, Five Nights at Freddy's sister location, and 2 exclusive ones, which is just running around hoping the monsters don't catch you, which I honestly don't like. FNAF 6 and FNAF UCN are coming quote-unquote soon. Another really fun thing is that you can see the animatronics actually move around, kind of like in FNAF real time. And as you can see, the game gets very difficult. Very, very difficult. I personally really like this game as it's fun and it's diverse. If I were to rank them all from best to worst, I would say I like FNAF 2 most, then FNAF 1, then FNAF Sister Location, then FNAF 4, and my least favorite is FNAF 3 because I just don't really like it. And the game is very fun in general, and it actually sometimes scares me, which is impressive, trust me. But as I'm saying this, I am going to die to the puppet here, and that's my explanation for FNAF Co-op. Tower Heroes is the only game on this list that I haven't made a video before this one, and that's because, well, it's a tower game. It doesn't really need much explanation. The game has a diverse amount of levels and a diverse amount of towers. You start with 2 and you need to buy the rest with the in-game currency. You can also upgrade your towers. Regular tower defense things. And there's also difficulties for each level. There's easy, medium, and hard. If you're new, I would suggest easy, as it's pretty easy. Only play medium mode if it's necessary, because if you think that this isn't very difficult, just look at this. This is the last wave. We have a bunch of guys, and then a glitched guy that becomes glitch, which with 5,000 health. And then we have Figure with 120,000 health. The highest health guy, apart from him, it has 5,000 health. So you can expect how this goes. The boss reached the end and he only had a bit less than half health. Yeah, this is very difficult. Pressure is a game inspired by Doors, and it's not really a copy as much as it's inspiration. The creator just loved Doors, so wanted to make whatever it wanted related to the game. It's pretty fun, honestly. all around, Pressure is just a very good game. It has a diverse amount of entities and still keeps lots of unique things. Though most of the entities are just reskins of some from Doors. And even though that is that, I still love Pressure. It's just a fun game. If you're good at Doors, I recommend you play Pressure. And that's all I have to say about Pressure. Let's move on to my favorite game out of the whole list. Before we talk about that, let's talk about our honorable mention, the one that barely didn't make the cut. It's Residence Massacre. Yeah, this game is pretty simple. It's FNAF again, but this one's more original. First, you're in a daytime part where you need to prepare for the night, as you can see me doing over here. And I'm playing with randoms because the game is super difficult alone. So yeah, I recommend you play with friends or random people online before you try to beat it alone. So you need to prepare things such as boarding up the windows and putting up the cameras. And when it hits 12 a.m., then the real thing begins. Everything gets dark, like you can see there. And I was outside for some reason when 12 a.m. hits, so just don't be outside when 12 a.m. hits. So during the nighttime part, you need to be scanning the windows of the house, and the house is 2 stories big. It isn't very big, trust me. You just memorize it and you check every single window to see where the monster is, and once you find the monster, it's that. You need to turn on the light for it to get scared away. Every 2 encounters with the monster, you need to go refill the generator because the generator will run out of oxygen, so you need to refill it. I recommend every 2 encounters with the monster. You can do it every 3, but it's a bad idea. Trust me. And I actually really screwed up in this part by taking so much, because if the monster spawns but someone is outside, then it'll straight up spawn outside and skip the window phase. When there's this static effect thingy, it means the monster is close, so there it is. So you're probably dead if you see that. With good skill, reaction time, and teamwork, you'll eventually reach 6 a.m. and you'll survive night 1. Now, there is another chapter, but it's much harder, and I don't really like it. So now let's actually move on to number 1. Doors currently has 4 floors. The hotel, the rooms, the back door, and what you're seeing gameplay of, the mines. Doors is my favorite game by far. Every single time you run it, you're going to get a different result, because the game is randomized between so many rooms and so many entities. The entities are also really original, and the game just has a great charm. The first 3 floors I mentioned have a good enough difficulty, but I honestly think the mines is pretty difficult. As you evade all the entities, you also have lots of items along the way that perform different stuff. That is my explanation for why I like Doors. It's just overall very fun. So with that, we can end the video now.